Welcome to the Closers Cafe, sponsored by LeadDeck.ai. It is a Tuesday morning. It is October 28th, and it's going to be a great day. Once again, welcome to the Closers Cafe, sponsored by LeadDeck.ai. I have a jam-packed schedule this morning, lots of fun things to get into, including finding cash buyer investors for a rural property, a property that is in a, let's call it a somewhat remote area. That's one thing I want to cover today. I'm going to dig into and create some alternative meta retargeting ads. Last week on our Wednesday mastermind, we covered meta retargeting, and I've been dragging my feet on a follow-up to that session that I promised. I've just been, it's just been busy with deals and lots of good stuff going on. So I'm going to dig into that this morning. We're going to call some sellers. We're going to call some other investors, and would love to hear from all of you in the comment section. What you're working on, what you've got going on, and what you need help with. And very, very specifically, what's one win from the last 24 hours, and what one thing or action are you committed to today to grow your business? And it might be to create your free account with LeadDeck.ai and start playing around with the tool, and specifically reach out to 5, 7, maybe 10 active cash buyer investors in your market so you can build some relationships and do some more deals. Some housekeeping items before we dig in. Thursday. So tomorrow is our weekly mastermind. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. And we have a special guest coming. His name is Joel, who will be covering the 5 profitable real estate agent business models. There are basically 5 models of profitable real estate businesses, real estate sales businesses. He's going to break those down. And the reason why I asked Joel on is I saw him present at the Agent to CEO conference in September, and his presentation gave me a ton of clarity on the type of model that I want to go all in on, and really just like put the pedal to the metal on in 2026, and not just for myself, but also the model of who I want to attract and bring into my organization, other agents that are committed to that model as well. So that's going to be a great session. If you need the link to that mastermind, let me bring it up here. I'll drop it in the comments, or you can drop me, you can DM me or text me. My phone number is on the screen here. Link to our Wednesday 11 a.m. masterminds. Those are in Zoom, and welcome and open to anyone and everyone. And the more the merrier. We do them in Zoom. It's more interactive. I can open people's lines and things of that nature. So that's really good. Thursday, I'm doing something called the Off-Market Matchmaker Masterclass. A lot of M's. I love alliteration. It is a boot camp, a workshop. We are going to get together on Zoom with those who are interested, and I'm going to not just walk you through, but we're gonna work through together, identifying step 1, finding a good deal in your market right now. Step 2, finding and reaching out to the active investor buyers in that, around that area. And then number 3, once you have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 active investors, using those investors to find even more deals off market. And there's no cost for that. It's 100% free. And I've got, 17, 18 people registered already just from yesterday. And I will record that and make the recording available to anyone. But it is if you register and come, please come ready to work to actually take action and implement what I'll be sharing. And then, we'll work through together creating deals out of thin air, kind of like what I did on Friday's live stream, which we should have an answer on the offer. Friday, I had found a on-market bank-owned property. I went and found the active investor buyers in that city. I called 6 of them, I think, spoke with a couple of them, one of which we went and looked at the property. He submitted an offer, and all of that happened in 4 hours time. 4 hours time. I didn't know this person before the live stream, and we submitted an offer later that day on Friday. We had to resubmit the offer yesterday because they were asking for highest and best. And I don't know what'll happen with that, but what I do know is I now have another person in my Rolodex, in my database, in my contact list, ready, willing, and able to make an offer. Like that's good. That's good. All right. Please comment below 1 win from the last 24 hours and 1 action you are committed to today to grow your business. I'm going to start with the Facebook retargeting ads because if I keep pushing it off, I'll never get to it. So I want to start there and recommend that if you missed last week's mastermind, in the description with this video is a link to our free Skool community that you can go and join. And when you join, go to the classroom, go to replays, and check out last week's session. So this is kind of like a part 2 to that session. I'm picking up where that session left off. And I'm doing this because I've been promising this, not only to myself, because I'm missing opportunities for myself, but others in my organization as well. So I'm going into the Ads Manager, the Meta Ads Manager Business Suite, and I've got to find the right ad account. And this is the ad that I set up last week. And it looks like we're getting landing page views for 55 cents a view. Not terrible, but not great either. This is what this ad looks like. It's actually a dynamic ad, so it's a variation of different ads, which is kind of recommended best practice for these style of ads because it will show different variations in the feed. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to create a different ad under the same ad set. When I built this out last week, one of the things I realized, because I hadn't built one like this in, I don't know, a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months, there is a new daily minimum budget on Meta of $3. It used to be $1 forever. It was $1. Now it's $3, a minimum. And so what I used to do and recommend is create multiple campaigns at $1 with different ads or messaging. And now that the $3 minimum is at the ad set level, what I'm recommending and what I will implement here is creating multiple ads to spread out that $3 per day spend so that you're planting different seeds and seeing, putting out there different messages, basically different billboards in front of your custom audiences. Because this is a retargeting ad that I'm running to the different buckets of audiences that we built out on this one. So this is actually part 3. Part 1 would be the replay from July 17th. Part 2 would be the replay from last week, October 22nd. And this is kind of part 3. So what I'm going to do here, I'm at the ads level. I'm going to go create ad. I want to use existing ad set. Why can't I use the existing ad set? Well, that's interesting. If I leave it blank, maybe I need to, Josh reviews. So this is going to be an ad that is showing reviews, Google reviews for myself. Okay. All right. So it did keep that. I don't know why it was X'd out the way it was. And we're now going to build this out. Now, why isn't threads showing up here? Like on this one. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out here. Oh, I think I know why. I think it's because of that. Okay, so I'm creating a second ad under the same ad set. And the creative for this ad and the call to action is going to be very direct. Basically, other people talking about why someone should work with me. The page I'm going to send people to in this instance is this page here. It's kind of like a link tree style of page. And it makes it easy for someone to get in touch with me or check out social media, etc. So I'm going to put that as the URL, the website URL. I'm going to add a browser add-on for someone to call me, which we did in the ad that we created last week, this home value retargeting dynamic ad. That just means that, it makes it easy for someone to call me. Let's chat. So I'm going to kind of go in reverse order here. I'm going to build out everything other than the images that we're going to use. And then I'll put the images. So what are these are, what I'm doing right now is creating variations of the headline, and I'll do variations of the primary text because that keeps the ads fresh, because we're showing ads to the same bucket of people. Now that bucket is growing every day because the audiences are growing every day as I generate more leads and I drive more traffic. But if we put the same thing in front of people over and over and over, they get blind to it, right? So we want to keep things fresh. And apparently my brain is not turned on yet. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to move on to the primary text, and I'm going to get some ideas of the primary text from my Nextdoor profile. And I want, there we go. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to use this as an example. Oops. Put that as a primary text example. Then I'm gonna mix it up. Actually, first I'm gonna add an emoji here, like the emoji. All right, I'm going to paste this here, and all I'm going to change is the headline a little bit. I'm going to say, thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Now, here in Central PA, let's chat. And then third option, I'm going to say, who do you know that's thinking about buying, selling, or investing right now here in, actually I'm going to add, I'm going to make this a hashtag. I don't know if that'll work like that or not with the question mark, but I'm going to try it. I think the question mark maybe breaks the hashtag or screws up the hashtag, but I'm going to try it nonetheless. I've got 3 variations there. That's probably good enough. That's probably good enough. Tap, learn more, and let's chat. So that's another headline option. We'd love to help. Will you be our next success story? I don't know. I'm just mixing it up here. Now I'm getting, my creative juices are flowing a little bit better now. Who's next? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Whatever. So I can do 5 different headlines. I can do 5 different primary text options, but I'm kind of I'm out of ideas for that for now anyway. And I can always, the nice thing when you build these out like this, you can always add to them. Okay. So I'm going to now choose a number of different creatives. Where are my creatives? This is one thing that I find frustrating, is that sometimes it's hard to find your actual creatives. So I think this is one. Yeah, that's a video that I want to have in the mix. I want to select images. And I'll show you how I make these images in a minute here. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do that one. These are Google review screenshots, and I have a whole bunch more of them. Actually, so I'm going to stop there. And then I'm going to show you how I build these very simply. I'll go to Canva. Well, actually, the first thing I do is when I get a new review, I'll pull it up on my phone. Let me go full screen here. I'll pull it up on my phone. I'll go to my own profile. And then I choose reviews. And then, so for example, I'll just screenshot that, right? That is the direct review from this client on Google. So I'll screenshot those. And then I'll use Canva. You can use whatever you want. I just use Canva. We get Canva Pro here at eXp Realty, just one of many reasons why we should chat about you coming over. And this must be James. I'm not even sure how that got in here. Those aren't mine. Those are James on my team, I think. Let me find where I have those. Is it in this one? Here, Tom Grable, Robin. Yeah, I guess some of them are here. So let me go here, and I've just got these cards here, or these examples. So I'm gonna use that one. Where's the other one? I thought I saw another one. Oh, this one. You know what? I don't love that. I'm gonna show you. This is real and raw. I'm gonna snapshot this. Okay, snapshot that one. Save. I'm gonna try and find, I'm gonna try and find a couple other reviews here that I can use. I'm gonna go newest. I'm going to snapshot this one. I'm going to snapshot this one. Snapshot this one. Snapshot this one. I'm trying to edit them as I go. So some of them I didn't edit. So I'm going to go back and edit just to make them a little bit more like rounded edges kind of thing. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to crop it. So I'm just cropping it down. And then I'm going to airdrop these to my phone or to my laptop. And then I'm just going to add them as other media options on the ad campaign. And then there is one other ad that I'm going to create, but I'm not going to do it live here because I want to move on to my, next, actual direct dollar producing activities as quickly as possible here. But I'm going to airdrop these to my computer here. So select images, upload. I'm going to select all 5 here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Booyah. And using a lot of more than one ads on the same. What? I'm not sure what that error message. Why is that saying? Cannot have more than one ad in given dynamic creative ad set. Dynamic creative ad set allows at most one. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So, well, I'm going to have to create a new ad set, I guess. So, duplicate ad set. Yep. One copy. I'll say new ad set. And I'm going to say Josh reviews ad set. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. And now I'm going to publish, review and publish. Josh reviews. Oh boy. And I said this multiple times on the session last week. I don't like doing these live because this stuff happens all the time. There's stupid errors, there's stupid nonsense stuff. So, okay, if I can't publish it, how do I edit it? It's a different ad set. Publishing, we'll see what happens. Oh, it does say that it was published. Okay. Now, while I'm in here, there's a couple of things that I need to, I don't know why that's there. Get rid of that. Downsizing. All right. If you want more of the nitty gritty, go back through this session on the 22nd. And honestly, start on the one on the 17th so that you can create your retargeting audience buckets to then have that so that you can create the first ad, which was last week. And then if you want to add more ads, you can follow along on this one, if you could follow along with that. I mean, yeah. Fun times. But the nice thing is some of this stuff, once you have it set up, you don't have to do a whole lot with it other than checking in periodically. Okay. So now we're going to pivot. We are going to pivot. This was recommended. Well, I'm glad this was recommended to you. And what you're looking at, it just depends on the day. So, or do you mean Lead Deck? Do you mean the app Lead Deck? Because I'm going to transition into that in a minute. Or do you mean just in general, you're not sure what you're looking at with this live stream? if you could clarify, I'd be happy to provide more context. But what I'm going to pivot to now is we're going to use Lead Deck to find active cash buyer investors for a couple of properties, but I'm going to start with a rural property. Easy for me to say, a property that is in a relatively remote location that I have listed, that the seller is very motivated. We just haven't been able to find the right buyer yet. And so rather than me just, twiddle my thumbs, I don't know why we twiddle our thumbs, but rather than me just do that, I'm going to proactively see if we can find the buyer. Then I've got another off-market property that I looked at for the second time yesterday. Now that it's cleared out, I looked at it a second time yesterday. I'm going to find the cash buyers for that. And then time permitting, we'll see where we're at beyond that point. I may even call some motivated sellers as well. Fun times, fun times. Okay, so I'm going to start from scratch with leaddeck.ai. Leaddeck.ai. I'm going to show you how you can sign up and set things up and exactly how to use it. Okay. And so I would highly recommend you check it out. Oh man. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to point. Wait a minute. There. Check it out. Create a free account. You get 100 free credits. 100 free credits, which is essentially right now anyway, 100 free leads. And I'm going to show you start to finish how you sign up and get started with the process. And I'm going to show it on the small view on the page so that this video doesn't get taken down. Okay, so just kind of follow along as best you can. I'm going to show you as if you were starting from scratch. So you go to leaddeck.ai. It will forward. Hold on, let me log out. So when you go to leaddeck.ai, it will forward to this convoluted, nonsensical property dash prospector dash blah, blah, blah. Eventually, that won't happen. But for now, it will forward to this portal here. You can either, if you already have an account, you can sign in or you can click Get Started. I'm going to choose Get Started, and I'm going to use a different email, and I'm going to create a fresh account. So I choose my email. I choose my password, first name, last name, create account. Boom. Right away, I'm inside. And look at this. Right off the jump, I've got 100 free credits. Giddy up. And if you want more free credits, check this out. If you go to your profile, we have a referral program where you can invite by email, or you can use your referral link and get more free credits. Anytime a friend signs up, you get 100 more free credits, which is essentially 100 more free leads. Giddy up. So if you want more free credits, just go to your profile, use your referral link, or invite by email right here. And you can track your referral history. Lots of good stuff under the profile. But that's not what we're talking about. What I want to show you here in the dashboard is how we actually can find both motivated seller leads and the active cash buyer investors for any county, city, or zip code. And I'm going to, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the buyers first. And if you get lost with any of this, I would highly recommend that you register for the free boot camp I am hosting Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's the off-market matchmaker masterclass. Off-market matchmaker masterclass. That is a mouthful. It is a free workshop or boot camp. We're going to get together on Zoom and we're going to do the work to find a deal, find you active buyers, and then use those active buyers to find off-market deals as well. Okay. Today, I'm using one on-market listing. It just happens to be my own. And I'm going to use an off-market listing that came from a motivated seller lead, an inbound seller lead that had requested a cash offer for her property. So I'm going to start with the new buyer target, the new buyer target. I click on that. I can choose county, city, or zip code. I'm going to do some playing around with this because this is, as I mentioned, a rural area. So the name of the city is Houtzdale. By default, when you do investor buyer criteria, the minimum properties owned is defaulted to 5. You can change it to whatever you want, but I would start with the defaults. The results limit, you can do anywhere from 1 to 100. I'm going to choose 100 just because I want to see the total. And I would check off this box. I'm going to talk to Sean, actually. I think this checkbox, this should be checked by default because we want it to be active. And so by choosing this, it's recent purchases, meaning they've purchased at least one of those 5 properties that is noted above in the last 3 years. And then I can check the lead count. Only 8. Only 8. I said this is a very rural area. I forget what county this is. I think this is Clearfield County. What county is Houtzdale, PA? It's Clearfield. So next thing I'm going to do before I try anything else, I'm going to switch this to county and see how many show up on the lead count if we do the county-wide. Oh boy, it must be a lot because it's working. 147. So that's too many, but the other one is too little. Well, maybe it's not too little. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try one more thing here. What is the zip code? Houtzdale, PA zip code. Oh, there's 2 of them. 16651. I'll try that. I'm going to try that. 16651. Try the lead count for that. It says 8. And then I'll try 16698. 16698. Whoops. Uh-oh. I accidentally saved it. That's okay. I'll go back to the buyer target. And I'm going to say 16698. I want to do the lead count. 0. Okay. So that tells me that this zip code is like a mailing zip code or something. So I'm going to go back to my original and I'm going to start with the 8. And I'm just going to, we'll just use that as a starting point. And then if I have to go to the, uh-oh, what did I do wrong here? Now I've got 0 lead count. Let me see my lead targets here. Yeah, okay. So I get it for playing around with it. 0 investors found. Okay, let me refresh here. I'm going to refresh. New buyer target. Let's go Pennsylvania. Houtzdale. 5 recently purchased, check lead count. I wonder what'll happen. Here's what I'll do. I'll go 4. 9. Okay. How about 3? 14. All right. I'm going to create the buyer target and I'm going to run it now. I want all, wait. I want to do all 14. So I'm going to change that to 14. I'm going to run now. That'll get me all 14 of the buyers. And then we're just going to start calling them and or texting them. Now, some of these I may have already reached out to because I used a different tool before LeadDeck.ai even existed a couple of weeks ago to try and find the buyer for this property. And unfortunately, we still haven't found the right one. but I'm a glutton for punishment, and it's also good content, and I want to help this client. So I've got 14 investors here. By the way, I'm sorry, I should talk through what we're doing here. So I went, okay, let me, once you save the lead target, it shows up as a lead target. When you run it, that will go and skip trace and find all of the contact information for each of, in this case, each of the buyers. Once that is done running, you want to go to data batches. And now I've got the 14 investors here that I can then call and text, etc. I'm not recognizing a lot of these names. So we might have lucked out here. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start calling these folks here to see if we can put together a deal. And you'll see and hear my scripting and how I get them the information, etc. So right here, I'm going to start with Gary. And when you click on, look at this. So once again, you start with the dashboard. You create your new buyer target. Once you have the lead target, you run to get the data. You can you can run as many as you want or use as many credits as you want, anywhere from 1 to 100. In this case, I wanted all 14, so I ran all 14. Once that's run, I can go to batches, and now I click on investors, and here we are. So I've got 14. It tells me their portfolio size, how many properties they have in their portfolio. And when I click on view details, I get contact information, I get their mailing address, here's the portfolio breakdown, and the last property they purchased. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. I'm going to call Gary. See what we got here. Now it's ringing. It wasn't ringing at first. Yeah, I was trying to reach Gary. I don't know if I have the wrong number. Hi, Chris. Christine. Yeah, Chris Gutkowski. Oh, look at that. Okay. Well, I'm calling because, as far as I can tell, he's a pretty active investor and recently purchased a property in Houtzdale. And we're working with a. Oh, okay. Well, we're working with a very motivated seller. I'm sorry. Oh, gotcha. We've got a very motivated seller with a property in Houtzdale that we've been trying to help her unload. And I don't know if it's something you might look at. And it's 1018 West Hannah Street. Yep. Well, so I have it listed for her. We were at 47. We dropped it to 39. There's definitely room there still. I would, if it's something you're at all interested in, whatever the number is, I'm happy to present it to her, if nothing else, to give her some feedback. Okay. That's my personal cell phone. When we hang up, I'll also text you with all my contact info as well. Beautiful. Yep. No, I totally get it. Beautiful. Well, if this one doesn't work out, I would love to find a way to do some deals one way or the other. We do, but not typically in Clearfield County. I'm not even sure how she fell in our lap. Like I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid to go anywhere or to do deals wherever. But as far as actually buying for our own, we typically stay more around like the Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg, Carlisle area. But she just happened to find me, and I could tell that she was motivated and needed some help. So just trying to see what we can do for her. It's Josh. Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Bye bye. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Every time I've done this recently, it's like the first, second, or third call is a home freaking run. That was an incredible call. I'm now texting her, so she has my information. I will then save her in my phone, and they do tons of deals. They will get me an offer on it. I don't know that it'll work for her, but I don't care. I don't care. Bananas. Bananas. Create Chris Gutkowski, investor, flipper, landlord, Clearfield County, cash buyer. Save. Hey, Chris, thanks for taking my call. This is my personal cell. I'll share my full contact info as well. Let me know what your number would be on this one. And like I said, either way, would love to do some deals together sooner than later. So I share that, and then I'm going and I'm sharing my full card. I just go to my own card, and I scroll down and I hit share, and I choose all of that info, and then share it so she can save me, and we can do some deals together. Boo to the ya. Boo to the ya. Why is it not showing? Somehow I lost my share screen here. So let's do that again. That was one phone call. One phone call. Let's go to lucky number 2 on the list. His name is John. Hi, is this John? John, my name is Josh. I know this call's a little bit out of the blue, but it looks like you're a pretty active investor in Clearfield County. And we're working with a motivated seller who has a property in Houtzdale. She's hoping to get sold ASAP. And I'm just curious if you're in the market and looking for any deals, or maybe know anybody who might be. Okay. Well, her name is Kelly. The property address is 1018 West Hannah Street. Oh, okay. 1018 1018. Yeah, 1018 West Hannah. Oh, nice. Is this your cell phone? So when we hang up, I will text you. I'll get you, I'll send the address, my contact info, etc. You can go check it out anytime you like. It's empty and vacant, and if it's something you're interested in, you let me know whatever your number needs to be, and I'll see what I can do. I am. Yep. Now, I mean, we do deals ourselves, but Clearfield County is just a bit far for us, and Kelly came to us looking for some help. She lives more like her personal residence is in our coverage area, which is more like Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg area. But we're just We're just trying to help her get it sold. At some point it must have been. It's been vacant. She hasn't owned it very long, and it's been vacant the whole time she's owned it. Cool. Yeah, love it. Love it. Like I said, let me know what your number needs to be on it, and I'll see what I can do. Yep, no doubt. That makes perfect sense. Okay, all good. Will do. Will do. Thanks, John. I appreciate you taking my call. All right, you too. I mean, what are we doing? This business does not have to be hard. When you focus on talking to people that actually want to talk to you and want your help and want to have a conversation, this business does not have to be hard. This guy, I mean, that buyer's even better than the first one, maybe. I mean, we'll see. So I'm going to save him, and I'm going to unpack this a little bit. He already owns multiple properties on that same street, on that same road. Investor, flipper, landlord, Clearfield County, cash buyer, commercial. Blue text. Hey, John, thanks for taking my call. I'll share my contact info in a minute as well. So I'm sharing that. I'm going to share my contact info. So I'm going back to contacts. I'm going to share my contact info. I'm going to share that. And then he said, get back in touch with me. If you don't hear from me, he told me, if I don't get back to you before tomorrow afternoon or evening, get back in touch with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule. Actually, you know what I could do is schedule a text message. But if he calls me or texts me in the meantime, that'll go out no matter what, and that would be weird. So what I will do instead, hey Siri, can you set a reminder? Can you set a reminder for me to call or text John Natali tomorrow at 4 o'clock? There we go. And because I'm anal and I don't want to forget, I'm going to my handy dandy. This is my notebook with my checklist of things. Call, text, John Natali. That's my page for tomorrow that I haven't filled out yet. Booyah. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. I mean, come on. If you aren't literally running to create your account at leaddeck.ai and using this thing, I don't know what, like you're not serious about the business, I guess. I don't know. And if you want help, look, if all of this sounds great, but you're still like uncertain and you want some coaching, you want to plug into a community, etc. We are very actively looking to partner with 5 agents who are looking to close 50 deals or more in 2026. We'll give you everything you need to succeed. The clients, the coaching, the community. You don't have to have some big marketing or ad budget. You don't have to make a bunch of social media content or anything like that if you don't want to. Now, eventually, we may coach you and get you to that point. But to get started and to fill your pipeline, we'll get you plugged in and getting and rolling right away. If that's something you're interested in, text me at 717-571-0456, or join me Thursday for our masterclass, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you need the link for that, DM me. Actually, I'm going to drop the link. So Aaron says, are you adding the details of the investor into the contact card on your phone? I absolutely am. So what I do is I add them, and then under company, and I don't know that this is the best. I don't know. This is just how I'm doing it. What I'll do is I'll bring up John here. The one I just did. Then under company, well, it didn't save. Yes. So under company, I have investor, flipper, landlord, Clearfield County, cash buyer, commercial. So that I could go and search any of that and he'll pop up. Now, I don't know. I could put it under notes too. I don't know that it matters. And then if they're local to me, see, these folks aren't local. If they're local to me, I then put them in my bold trail, in my actual CRM, and I put their primary address, and I'll depending on how detailed a conversation I've had with them, I'll probably even add them to my direct mail AI postcard, my monthly newsletter postcard. It just depends on the scenario. All right, my goodness, I mean, it's 2 for 2. It's 2 for 2. I want to put in the chat the link to the masterclass on Thursday, off-market matchmaker master class. Here's the link to sign up for free on Thursday for our off-market matchmaker master class. Boom. For those that want to join for that, get signed up, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I've literally called two. Not too shabby. Let's call Bernadette. I'm going to call a couple more here. Then I got to take a potty break, which will give everybody a chance to get signed up for leaddeck.ai and play around with the tool. Hi, is that Bernadette?
Yes, it is.
Good morning. My name is Josh. This call is a bit out of the blue, but it looks like you are an active investor and have a couple properties in Houtzdale. Okay. Well, I mean, we're just trying to help a seller who's very motivated. So my apologies. Okay, no problem. That will happen. She wasn't real happy. I think she's, my guess is she's in a financial crunch or something like that. That'll happen. Who cares? Next. Who cares? Next. But what is like, even though that happened, this is good data. And on it, all three so far, the first phone number was their cell phone. The first phone number was their cell phone. I just got a Zillow lead on one of my listings. So I'm going to take a quick side note here, and I'm going to call this lead. And then I'm going to use one of the text scripts. I shared these a lot last week. If you want these, DM me. Elizabeth, hey, this is Josh. Josh Schoenly with eXp Realty. Just got or saw that you requested info for our listing at 94 Meadowbrook Drive in Ickesburg. Just making sure you got all the info you were looking for, and curious if you wanted to check it out in person. If you could let me know, I will text you from my personal cell phone. and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. So that is my scripting when someone reaches out. Hey, Elizabeth, this is Josh with EXP Realty. Looks like you requested info on one of our listings at 94 Meadowbrook Drive, ? Did you get all the info you were looking for, ? That script has worked incredibly well. So well, let me unpack a fun little story for you here. I'm gonna unpack a fun little tale for you. A couple of weeks ago, I got a lead like Elizabeth on one of my listings, which we're now doing a short sale on. It was a little bit of a hairy, sticky situation. And I played phone tag with her. And then on one of these live streams, I think it was 2 weeks ago, had a very lengthy conversation. I actually need to clip that out and share that for those that are interested. She was or is, or she had reached out on behalf of her parents. They are looking to downsize. She told me what they're looking to do, etc. We had a wonderful conversation. I then got an appointment on that call to go see the property, which I did. Got pictures, met with them. It was great. We already had gotten out to look at a property that they wanted to downsize into or right size into. And I got to work on finding them a buyer off market. They have a big dog, and the husband requires constant care. He almost has like a hospital room set up in the house. They can't accommodate a traditional listing and just, being on call at all times for appointments or showings rather. So I used Lead Deck last week to reach out to find a buyer off market. And one of them I went and showed the property to. Their number was too low. Two of the people that I talked to were not interested in this property, but they gave me their exact buy box. And I've been so busy, I haven't been able to do this yet. But on my to-do list is to find those two. One is Chad, one is Wendell, to find them what they're looking for in their buy box, which is the other way you can use leaddeck.ai, is to find the motivated seller targets, which I'll demonstrate after a little break and after I call more of the investor buyers. I also posted on Facebook that I have an off-market home available. We're now under contract. We got a buyer, another agent we're working with to sell their property, and we're looking at a property that it seems like would be a perfect fit for them to downsize into on Thursday. It's currently coming soon. It hits Thursday. All of that came from, so one lead from, I can't remember if it was Zillow or homes.com on one of my listings. So it wasn't like I paid for the lead. It came to me because I got a listing. And for those that are curious, that listing came from my existing database. In other words, she was in my database. She was a lead in my database. That's where that listing came from. It generated the lead. I've now sold their property off market. We're going to buy one on market. And I also, in the meantime, have picked up actually two investor buyers or clients that gave me their buy box and are legit buyers, and I'm going to go find. And then two of them came from leaddeck.ai, and one of them came from my post on social media, my post on Facebook. Can you put a link to this doc in the chat? I will try. This doc being the 3 scripts. Here are the 3 scripts that are crushing it for me right now. And the scripts, I'm gonna share these scripts. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna come back and call some more investor buyers, and time permitting, a couple other things before I have to get to some of the other work on my plate for the day. But one of these is an email or text script to use with leads or contacts who are looking at properties on your site, or recently checked their home value or checked a market report for existing homeowners. That is working phenomenally. And I send these every morning, like early morning, because it's easy to schedule those emails. I don't send text then. This is the script for portal leads. In other words, leads that are requesting info about one of my listings from homes.com or Zillow or realtor.com, wherever. This text and email is working great for finding motivated sellers. Would you consider selling your property at street address to a private client of mine before the end of the year? And what else do I have in here? This is the script that I've pretty much been using for active investors. Elizabeth is calling back. Hello, this is Josh. Good. How are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what your schedule looks like, but maybe we did drive up there and take a look at it.
Okay.
We kind of want to look at the inside.
Sure. Of course. Well, a couple options. Number one, I can get you access. It's vacant, easy to show, and I have permission from the sellers to do that. Or number two, I could try to coordinate with Cosette on my team to meet you there. Whichever you'd prefer, I'm happy to accommodate.
It doesn't matter.
She's our buyer specialist. She's our buyer agent that we have in situations like this when we have someone like yourself who's calling on one of our listings. She helps coordinate access.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever works for you guys. Waiting to hear back from my husband, see if he wants to maybe look at it Thursday this week.
Okay. Thursday, and are you thinking, any idea what time you'd be thinking?
We work night shifts.
Oh, okay.
So the earliest would be the best.
Okay.
And let me tell you what we're looking for. So I don't want to go away out to Vicksburg, but I love it.
Okay.
I love the pond.
Yeah.
I love the pond. So we want a littler house. Our house is almost 4,000 square feet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but my one son in April, he's moving. He's 19. He's going to Canada. He graduated. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
Canada in like April, May. My other son's signing up for the Air Force. He's going to be 18 in March.
Wow.
So he's out the door. And my two dogs are 12 and 13 years old. So we're going to be empty nesters here.
Okay. Okay.
My dad lives here in Mechanicsburg. I don't know where you're from. So
That area. Yeah. I'm in that area. Yeah.
up in Mechanicsburg or this area?
No, so I have an Enola address, but I'm Hampton Township, so very close to Mechanicsburg.
Yeah. And we both work right off of Cameron Street. So
Okay.
it's an hour drive, which really sucks.
Yeah.
But my dad lives on Woodsville Road.
Okay.
He's not doing good, so I can always stop in on the way back. And we weren't planning on moving till my youngest graduates.
Okay.
But a cheap place. We want some acreage. Really love the whole water thing. I want water. I don't want all woods. I don't want all yard. So like in a smaller house.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things on this one that I'll tell you, and I'll email you more information also, like the disclosures and such. It has not been a full-time residence for quite a while. Now, the neighbor does live there full-time. So there's a cabin there. This cabin and the neighboring one were built by a father and son years ago. And originally it was just one well and one septic. Now each have their own well and septic. This one has been used by the current owner and the previous owner just as a second home kind of thing. I lost my train of thought. It will need work. I mean, it definitely is going to need a roof, and the inside is dated. So I just want to be fully transparent and open and honest with everything as far as that goes. And I'd say about half of the people that we've talked to on it were looking for it, just as a recreational cabin, and the other half are looking or considering living there full time. But what I can do is I can send you the disclosures and additional info we have on it. If you want to chat with your husband, and if you guys, feel like you still want to check it out, we can certainly make that happen for Thursday to see if it would work for you. You said your dad lives on Wurtsville Road. You guys live in Mechanicsburg area or no? Oh, wow. Okay. So what's that? That's exit 28, I think. Yeah. Stroudstown. Yeah, sorry. I'm just picturing. I drive up and down 83 a lot because my kids play sports, and for whatever reason, we're up and down 83 a lot, and so I know that. I think that exit we take to one softball complex that we're at a lot.
We moved down there 2 years ago from Shermansdale.
Okay.
So kind of want to, we were thinking Adams County and York County, or Adams County or Perry County, because taxes are cheaper.
Yeah.
We moved down there because he worked at the paper mill down in Spring Grove.
Okay.
Instead of him having an hour drive, he only had a half an hour drive.
Yeah.
He got the hoops of that, and quit his job, his salary position.
Yep.
And he's driving truck. He loves it. So he works at Sigma. He's going to plan on, I don't know what he's going to plan on doing, but he likes it.
Okay.
Again, to come to this side of 81 would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and instead of Adams County, and Carlisle Pike is nothing but trucks.
Yeah.
Trucking companies, so that's going to be great. Anywhere he goes.
It's funny that I have another. So I'm going to send you all the info I have on this one. There's another cabin. It's not on the market, meaning, it's not listed on Zillow or Realtor.com, but they're strongly considering selling. And the reason why this popped into my brain, this one it needs less work, but would still, it's over an acre, and it's still, it's quiet. It's also in Ickesburg. That's what made me thought of it. So it still would be a considerable, trip, let's say, but I can at least send you the address and the photos. They're not like listing ready photos. In other words, like, they're a bunch of photos, but it's, he would clean it up some and get some of the things that are in there, but just, another possibility for consideration just based upon, the conversation we're having here. Yeah.
West Virginia, but then my dad's not doing good, and my son just told me 2 months ago they're pregnant with twins.
Oh wow! Holy smokes! They're gonna have their hands full.
Staying in Pennsylvania, probably retiring.
Okay.
The important thing, like first floor living.
Yeah.
I lived in the same house for 15 years, and then we moved down here. I hate it. I have nothing but stairs everywhere.
Oh man.
I don't like York County. It's too much for me. I'm a very young girl.
Yeah.
So, but Shermansdale's only half an hour away from me, so it's convenient.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, if you think of anything, and if neither of these are our likings, and if you think of anything, definitely keep me in mind.
Yeah. Are you thinking like the 150 to 200 range is where you want to stay?
We can always go more. Obviously, everybody wants to go less.
Yeah. Okay.
It all depends on what needs done, what it is.
Yeah.
In perfect scenario, we would like to go no more than 250. But if we had the really awesome, like, freaking thing, we can definitely go 350. But you know, that's everything. The first
Right. Right.
like an attached garage, deep, you know, all that stuff that we don't have to. Like this place in Pittsburgh, we'd have to. He wants to think about getting millings in there and then building a garage and possibly asking that neighbor if they want to sell or, you know, get a clause in there that when they pass, I don't know how old that neighbor is, but possibly purchasing that.
Yeah.
That like little 5-acre plot.
Yep. Yep.
And my ex lives down the road and he does roofing, so the roof's not an issue. The updates aren't an issue. You know.
Okay. All right.
And I will, as soon as he messages me back, I will message you or give you a holler back.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I did text you. I don't know which number you called back on, but you probably got a message from our business line. But the number that I texted you from is my personal cell. I mean, I get them either way, but my cell phone obviously is with me at all times, so it's easy for me to keep track of those messages. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time. I'm going to shoot over that additional info, and then once you talk to him, just let me know. Thanks so much, Elizabeth. You too. Bye-bye. Once again, when you talk to people that actually want to talk to you, this business does not have to be hard. She reached out about a property that I have listed. They would be downsizing. So I'm going to go and I'll show you here how I do this. I'm going to go and find information about their current property. She told me where they live. So I'm going to be able to find the current address. So I didn't have to ask for it. Her dad owns a home very close to where I live. And it sounds like isn't doing well and is going to need to sell that soon as well. So that is potentially 3 transaction sides from one free lead that came through a portal because I have the property listed. So I'm going to go and share my screen. Why does it keep kicking off the share my screen? So I'm going to start by using truepeoplesearch.com. Actually, you know what? First thing I'm going to do, before I even do that, I'm going to send her what I promised to send her. So I'm going to bring up my listings here. And here it is. I promised I would send her the full MLS sheet and the disclosures. So let's see here. I'm going to add her as a contact in here. I need to find her email. Here we go. Now, one thing I dropped the ball on, I should have confirmed that that's the best email for her. It most likely is because in my experience, most people that are filling out that information on a portal are giving their best email, but good practice would be, I should have confirmed that I had her best email. Full MLS sheet for 94 Meadowbrook. Thanks, Josh. And then I'm going to do these here. Email. Elizabeth from Josh. Disclosures. And floor plan for 94 Meadowbrook. Thanks, Josh. Then I'm going to Great chatting. I just emailed you the full MLS sheet and disclosures for 94 Meadowbrook. Here's a link to the photos for the other cabin that I mentioned as well. So I forget, I think I got this off-market property that I mentioned to her. I think it came from cold outreach, and I was up at my listing and I was able to coordinate with him to check it out. And he's got a license, but he doesn't use it. So I couldn't convince him to list it with me, but he said, if you bring me a buyer, I'll pay you. So it's basically a FSBO that's not actively even marketing as a FSBO. And so, you know, the more I talked with her, the more like, that's where these connections come. And you just like, the more you talk to people, the more you have these webs of opportunities. And it's just a matter of putting the pieces together. Okay. So I've got that. Now I want to find what is her current address, and I'll show you what I do with that information when I find it. So I could start with her email. I have her email saved. Whoops. No, I don't. Let me see here. So I'm going to start with her email. I'm going to truepeoplesearch.com. Email. And that looks like and sounds like that's probably it. Let me see if the phone number matches up. The phone number matches up. I mean, easy peasy. So what do I do with that information? I go to Bold Trail, and I'm going to go to primary address, 140 Green Springs. And I'm going to also toggle on use primary address for valuation. She's currently marked as a new lead. I'm going to change her to, no, she's not a prospect. She's an active lead. I mean, I'd almost mark her a client. 17404. So I'm adding her to a market report based upon the zip code. And the reason why I'm using zip code in this case is the city she lives in has a number of different zip codes, and the data is drastically different depending on, like, a couple of the zip codes are like very urban city, and that data is different than, she's definitely in a more rural or suburban area of that zip code. And then I set that to monthly. Now, the only other thing I could do, but I'm not going to do yet, but I could do, is set her up on a listing alert, because she shared they want first floor living. It's just her and her husband and her 2 dogs, because they will soon be empty nesters. I think this spring is when they'll become empty nesters. 150 to 250 is ideal. They would pay 350 if it had everything and was perfect. They want a pond and first floor and a garage, etc. But I'm going to wait on setting that up, at least for now. But I'll make sure that I do that eventually, right? So I'm waiting for her to get back to me when she talks to her husband about when they want to check it out, and take it from there. And Aaron, I got your text. I would love to chat about that for sure. Here's you know what? I was gonna take a break and then come back, but honestly, I am so far behind. Not so far behind, but I didn't expect to have that wonderful call with Elizabeth. And I have a couple of other things that I need to knock out for deals that I have in progress. I got to go into the world, our virtual world, and meet my broker for a couple of deals. So I think I'm going to probably wrap it up for today. And in doing so, some final housekeeping items. Number 1, Lead Deck. You should absolutely check it out. Get your free account and get your 100 free credits. I didn't even get into how to use it to find motivated sellers. Maybe I'll do that more tomorrow. But just the active investor cash buyer opportunity is plenty to go on. That's number one. Number two, tomorrow we have our weekly Wednesday mastermind at 11 a.m. And I have a special guest coming. The link is in the comments. If you can't find it, you can DM me or text me at the number on the screen, 717-571-0456. The topic is the 5 profitable real estate agent business models. There are 5 very distinct models of building a profitable real estate business. And he is going to walk through those. So ideally, it will help you get clarity around which model you're building and want to build and proactively are building, so that you can then focus on that and optimizing the model that you've chosen. Thursday, we're doing a free boot camp, workshop, whatever you want to call it, off-market matchmaker masterclass. And the link for that is also in the comments. I am going to walk you through this. We're going to work together. We're going to do the work to find a deal, find the active cash buyers, and then basically build your client list, your VIP investor client list, so that you can then source off-market deals for them and have more control over your pipeline and your production, and not be reliant upon reactionary things that you don't control, when someone is ready to downsize, like Elizabeth. That's wonderful, but I can't build a predictable, scalable model if I'm only waiting for phone calls from someone like Elizabeth. It just doesn't work that way. If there's anything I can do to help, if there's any questions you have, if you want to strategize with me, I would love to do that. And if you want to be one of the 5 agents that we are going to partner with to do 50 plus deals in 2026, where we'll give you the clients, we'll give you the coaching and plug you into a community to help you succeed, just text me, 717-571-0456. I will be back tomorrow morning. We'll have a short live stream and then the mastermind, and we'll take it from there. Aaron, does it take a little while for the in progress? Did you hit refresh? It shouldn't take too long. If it's taking a while, let me, if it still hasn't populated after you hit refresh, please let us know. This is a new tool. It's a new software. Sean, the developer, he's doing his best to stay ahead of the bugs and adding cool features and additional functionality. But it's very possible that, if you just hit what you're saying is what you're seeing here, instead of leads found processing, if you hit refresh, it should move to completed. And if not, Aaron, just let me know and I'll have Sean check it out. And if it's so for anyone, please, for anyone, when you use the tool, if you notice anything out of the ordinary, if you reach out, and the more specifically you can explain, it was like this city, this lead type, et cetera, the better we can troubleshoot and figure out what happened in that case and make sure it doesn't happen moving forward, and take good care of you. So Aaron and others, thanks for spending some time. Get to work, take action. I will be as well. I didn't even get, oh my goodness, I didn't even get to my second. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna dispo the off-market deal that I was looking at yesterday. That's what I'll have to do tomorrow because I didn't even have time to do it today. But good stuff. I mean, two active investor buyer clients and Elizabeth, potentially 3 transaction sides. Giddy up. This business doesn't have to be hard. This business does not have to be hard if you focus on talking to people that actually want to talk to you. Okay, and if you want some help in building a business like that, text me and we can partner together and make that happen for you. Aaron, I just mean like hit refresh, like refresh the browser, reload the page. I'm not sure what browser you're using, but right here, if you reload, hold on, sorry. If you just hit reload the page right here, refresh, then it should populate. It should populate. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. And if you need any of the links or anything reference, let me know. And Erin, good. She said refreshed and got it. Thank you. Let's make it a great day.